Hey guys, I was looking at the story where God turned the Zionist Jews into monkeys and pigs. It was because the Sabbath, which is a Friday, is a day of rest. Nobody's allowed to work or do anything except worship and rest. You're not allowed to go to have a job or whatnot. That's why Islam, the day of worship for us is Friday. We go to mosque. They call it Friday prayers. It's basically Friday prayer is our holiday. To go and worship. Now, we pray 5 times a day, but our day where we go to the mosque and stuff is Friday. So the Christian, they have a Sunday, but it's not supposed to be a Sunday, it's supposed to be a Friday. And some of the Christian, they say it's like Sunday, and Jews they're saying the day of worship for the Jews is Friday, Saturday, all day, and then it ends Sunday, right? And so it's a lot of confusion, a lot of confusion, and they know the truth. When they were given the day for Sabbath was Friday, they still continued to do whatever they want and whatnot. So up to today, they have not changed. So these, when they could be the wealthiest people ever, right? They could be very wealthy, right? But they still never give to charity. They never, if you work with a Jew or Zionist Jews or whatever, they will give you, say for example, they agreed upon giving you $50,000, right? And then we'll give you $50,000. They look at your $50,000. What do I need to do to take some of that $50,000 back? It's too much. Then they end up charging you for stuff, stuff like little here things and whatever. And that's what they are. So that's why when God says not to work on a Friday, it's a day of rest and worship. It was a test because the fish didn't show up at it was like dry the entire week. On Friday, it's like the fish will show up. A lot of it is even close to the shore because God was testing them. God was sending the fish to the shore on the Sabbath to test them if they were gonna follow the commandments or they're gonna continue to do whatever. And they continued doing what Satan has been telling them to do, because Satan, he would, speak in your ear and telling you like, oh, you're not doing anything wrong, continue doing. And he knows things that pisses off God. Like if God get upset about something, he knows how to get in God bad side, but he's using us to do it. So that why he a lot of these people created this system of money. They're making humanity struggle through life for money, and to stray away from God's commandments and stuff. Okay, and so now the house of Ibrahim is a blessed seed. Why? Because God, he never fall short when he says he keep his promises. Abraham asked him, Prophet Abraham asked him, Or would you, because Abraham didn't have any children for a long time. He's like in his, was it 100-year-old? Was he 100? I can't remember. But anyhow, he was, up in age, and he didn't have any children. He kept asking God for having children, and he just wanted one child at least, and God gave him a few, not just one. Just to show you, God is very giving, and so he gave him more than one. All the children, all the seed of Abraham were, because he says, "Bless my seed." God, he says, yes, he blessed his seed. God agreed on blessing Abraham's seed. You understand? So that why the house of Abraham, all the children were born in Friday, the Sabbath. All the prophets, everybody, all the prophets you see in the Holy Quran or a Bible, they're all born on a Friday, on a Sabbath day. So that's a day of rest and worship. So does that mean all the prophets who are born in a Sabbath should be worshipped because they're born in a holiday? A holy day, So does that mean, because I'm born on Friday, similar to Prophet, Noah, Solomon, Abraham, all the prophets, all our father Abraham, and all the house of Abraham are born on a Friday. So that means we should be worshipped because 144,000 are all grandchildren of Isa or Jesus. They're all grandchildren of Isa and Jesus. 144,000. They were all born on a Friday. So were they were supposed to be, are we supposed to be worshipped because we were born on a Friday? Huh? So ask yourself this question. If we were born on a day is considered holy, the Sabbath, are we allowed, to ask people to worship us? No. God bless the seed of Abraham, because when Abraham asked him ask God to bless his seed, yeah. So he gave you a day, he gave you a blessed day. All the children of Abraham, the house of Abraham. Because Abraham, they call him the father of all the prophets. Okay? And so his seed is a blessed seed. They're all born in the Sabbath. So does that mean, No. It doesn't mean that. It means God just kept his promise. That's it. I'm even giving him, the holy day for children to be born on a Friday, So people, worshiping Jesus or, all the prophets, you're not supposed to, because we're all created by God. So you're not supposed to worship a prophet. You're supposed to worship the God Almighty, the one created the heaven and earth, galaxy and stars, and who exists outside of creation, But people who are, so for example, the Indians, East Indians, to be in particular, East Indians, they have Indian temples where they worship rats, monkeys, cows. They are worshiping God creation, not the creator. You are worshiping God creation, not the creator. You understand? Because a monkey and a cow and a little mouse, they're all created similar to the house of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Noah, Adam and Eve, they were all created. You understand? They are not the creator, you know? And if you look at the holy books, will tell you the same thing. All of these are created, are not creator. Only one creator, you know? And so it's wrong to worship a creation versus a creator. Okay? So things like that, it pisses off God, Things like this will piss off God. When you worshiping a creation versus a creator, it's like not acknowledging the creator. Yet you worshiping a mouse and a cow, and for Indians, they got it all messed up. Even they know a lot of truth and stuff. They're worshiping jinn and stuff. But anyhow, they know a lot of truth, but they continue to do what they do. It's undermining God, and so they're gonna find out. They continue doing this, what's going to happen to them? Judgment is gonna fall on them because they're not gonna stop. They continue to have Indian temples and worshiping all these false deities and stones and statues, and there's like a day of remember when Ibrahim he destroyed a statue, and that's why he was thrown on fire, because he's telling them do not worship exactly what I'm just telling you. Ibrahim, our father, and the fathers of all the prophets, he did the same thing. What I'm just telling you, told these people to not worship statues and to worship the Creator. Isn't that what the Indians are doing? Worshipping false gods, worshipping false deities, and cow, mouse, and little rats, and whatever, monkeys. Okay? So they think they've got everything, even though they know, they do their own interpretation. They make their own interpretation of what they believe based on I don't know what. The cow they're worshiping in India is not the same cow. It's not the same cow that God spoke about. The cow God spoke about, he made the whole surah. Surah is the longest surah in the whole Quran. It's about this cow. Majestic, beautiful cow that Tohuru Nazarene, meaning like this cow, when you look at it, you're mesmerized by its beauty. This cow is like divine cow, golden cow, and God says, he told them not to kill this cow. It's blessing. This cow is going to bring a lot of blessing to the whole nation. Imagine you have an animal that brings blessing to the entire nation. He told the same people we're talking about, I've been screaming my lung out, he told them not to kill it because it brings a lot of blessing to the whole nation. What the Jews do, they went and killed the cow. You understand? So the cow the Indians are thinking about, now they're saying all cows are majestic, all cows are divine. Golden cows was one cow, only one. Now the Indians are saying all cows the same. You understand? So it's false belief. It's a false belief. It's not the same cow people that they are worshiping in India, and they're putting this cow in all these cows in hierarchy, giving them blessing, making these cows are like the same level and the golden cow that God is mentioned in whole Quran, right? He says Tuhur Nazrin. That means like when you look at this cow, you're gonna be so mesmerized by its beauty. You know, it has this aura. You know, so it's not the same cow. So that's what I'm talking to you guys about. These people are worshiping. Even that cow not supposed to be worshipped. You understand? Even that cow not supposed to be worshipped. It's not God. You understand? It's not the same thing.